Hi, my name is Lauren Smyth. I'm 32 years old and I'm a professional Irish dancer with the one and only Riverdance. I started dancing when I was 4 years old with the St Patrick's School of Irish Dance in Newton Ards, and I guess I kind of came from a musical background. My mum would have danced when she was younger, and my granda was big into Irish traditional music. My auntie sang as well, so I think it was just natural when my mum saw the advertisement for the class on a Saturday morning to send me for a few hours, not really knowing back then what was going to come of it. I think I was 7 or 8 years old when I saw Riverdance for the first time. They were performing on the Eurovision Song Contest. It was supposed to be this one-off performance, 7 minutes in the interval, and it was just one of those moments, I guess, that kind of sent a shockwave around the world, and it really put Ireland and Irish dance on the map. So even though I was very young at the time, I remember just standing in my living room and kind of thinking and saying to myself, okay, that's 100% what I want to do when I'm older, because I knew how much I loved Irish dance, I knew how passionate I was about it, and all of a sudden this unbelievable opportunity was there for Irish dancers to make their passion their career. I think the biggest thing for me, I do remember being very focused and hardworking as a kid, so like I said, when I did see Riverdance, I was only 7 or 8 years old, and I remember feeling so impatient at the time and, saying to my mum and dad, I just want to do it now, I want to do it now. So I guess I had to remain very patient and just keep that vision of Riverdance and what I wanted to achieve, in the forefront of my mind throughout my competitive career. So basically every week, I think I had 3 or 4 Irish dance classes a week, and it came down to me just going to class with the mindset that I was going to work really hard in each class, and work towards each competition, and just, I guess all in all, just trying to become the best version of myself. So when it came to being 19 or 20 years old, hopefully I would feel that I was ready to take that step to join Riverdance. I think the hardest part of being on the road is definitely how challenging the schedule can be. We've got 8 shows a week, and when that's back to back for 5 or 6 months, come 4 or 5 months in on a Saturday morning, it can be hard to get yourself motivated for a matinee. So I think the best way to get yourself around that is to just remind yourself, why you're there. And, the show does have that motto, every night is opening night. And remind yourself as well how many dancers around the world would love that opportunity to be up on that stage. So as hard as it is on your body, the touring environment can be very tough on your mind as well. Leading up to a long tour, it's very crucial that we arrive in incredible shape. So I be in the studio as much as I can, not only working on my dancing but my performance as well, because that's such a huge aspect to Riverdance, especially when you're dancing to huge crowds. I'll be in the gym as much as I can, strength and conditioning, just trying to keep on top of any niggles that might be annoying me before a long tour, trying to rest as well and eat healthy and just make sure I'm arriving in tip-top condition. I think that's what the amazing thing is about Riverdance. 25 years later, it's still stronger than ever, and it always amazes me when we're performing in the likes of Japan and China. We come out to the stage door after the show and we have, from kids up to adults, Irish dancing for us. So the fact that it's reached that far, I just think is incredible. The audiences in China tend to be very reserved at the start of the show, and you kind of think to yourself, are they enjoying it, aren't they? But I guess that's just their way of appreciating it, and at the end they're crazy, they just love it. And I think music is a huge part of their lives as well. And out in America, it's just they're in it from the word go. They just love it. There always seems to be a trend of what's the in move, and you really see that in the competitive world. And funny, you just mentioned ice skating. I think people are really looking to ice skating for inspiration at the minute, particularly when it comes to spins. So in competitions, you're seeing people attempt 2-3 spins in the air before they hit the floor, and it really is incredible to watch. And I think that's a credit to what Irish dance has evolved to become over the years. Definitely one of the biggest changes I've seen in Irish dance over the years is definitely how athletic it's become. Dancers now they're absolutely unbelievable, and they're not just going to the studio and dancing, it's everything around it as well. They really are full-blown athletes, and even back in the day, you know, when Riverdance started 25 years ago, all the movements would have been quite low to the floor, and now everything is picked up and so intense. And when I'm in the show now as well, you know, we're getting these unbelievably fit and athletic Irish dancers straight in from competition who are maybe 19, 20 years of age. So we're seeing these dancers coming in, but in the end that's actually pushed us to become better and kind of helped us raise the bar for ourselves, because, you know, we're thinking, okay, we need to be as good as that. So that's definitely the biggest change I've seen over the years in the athleticism. This Irish dance is just, it's so huge now all over the world. You know, you're talking of, you know, hundreds of dancers in each age group, and I think people are very proud of where it came from, and they're very proud of what it is. And but just the change I've seen in it in the past few years, you know, you do wonder where is it going to be in 5 or 10 years time. You know, people have talked about it maybe becoming an Olympic sport, which would just be incredible, but then you kind of wonder how are you going to judge that, because it is very, you know, there's so many opinions all over the place. And a part of me thinks it maybe might take a step back and almost go full circle and maybe go more down that traditional route. So I don't know, who knows where it's going to go. In January, I'm going off on a 5.5-month tour around America. It's the 25th anniversary tour, so I'm really looking forward to that. And smack bang in the middle is Radio City Music Hall on Broadway, and that's just a total lifetime dream of mine to be able to dance on, you know, the biggest stage in the world, and I can't wait for it. And I've worked really hard over recent years in particular to develop, you know, connections worldwide, and obviously I've had to start to think what's going to be after Riverdance, and I'm very passionate about passing on, you know, my years of professional knowledge and experience to the younger generation, and, you know, helping them believe that they can achieve their dreams. So I've been teaching out in China and Japan, all over America, and it really has been fantastic. So hopefully that'll stay strong. I also have a summer school with my brother and 2 best friends of mine called Guidance, and again, it's the 4 of us are just passionate about passing on our knowledge to the younger generation, and our tagline is discover your potential. And we just finished our 5th summer of workshops. We've worked with hundreds of kids, and again, you know, it's just about building their self-confidence up, really working on their performance, their stage presence, and after the week, you know, they walk out the door and they're like different people. If people want to find out any more, the best place to kind of see what I'm up to is either on Instagram or my Facebook page, or of course the Guidance Facebook page as well.